We have rejected lots of applications just because of the code assignment. We have compared the code assignment with the profiles and the CVs, and they were not in line or maybe at the same level. CV was saying something, but code assignment was saying something else. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Mohammed, and today I'm going to share a bit of my experience as an interviewer for a long time. Especially 2024 was a year with lots of interviews in our team. If you are planning to apply for a new job that you think part of the application would be implementing a code assignment, this video would be helpful. In the process of reviewing the codes, there are some maybe metrics, parameters, or maybe some characteristics that the code reviewers are looking for them. And I am trying to share my experience as a person who was doing that. There were lots of issues in the code assignments. For example, they were not fulfilling the requirement, or maybe they didn't have a clean architecture. It was not easy to follow what they have implemented, or we couldn't understand their ideas. So I'm going to share some tips that help you to implement the code assignment at a better level. The first one is analyzing the information. Usually there is a requirement that you need to fulfill. My suggestion is that read it multiple times. That's the first step, analyzing the information. So analyzing information means that you need to know which part of information or requirement is more critical. The second step is extracting the key points. There are some signs in the code assignment that can show you what interviewers or maybe the company are looking for. Analyze the information, and afterwards try to extract the key points, and they will work as a guideline for you when you are developing. The next step is, you might have some questions or maybe something is unclear, so don't hesitate. Send an email, contact them, and ask some questions. It might be an essential steps for some companies to realize, okay, are you seeking for the new information, or have you realized that something is being missed and you need getting more info to be able to complete the puzzle, or maybe having the big picture. So don't hesitate, contact them, get more information. The next step is that even after asking some question, you might be told, or you might understand, there are some decisions that you need to make. So there are your assumptions. Write down your assumptions and share it with your implementation. It will help the interviewers, it will help the code reviewers to understand what you were thinking when you were developing the code. Or maybe you have implemented with a certain assumption, and if they know that, it might change the result. After having the information, gathering them, asking question, or having assumption, the next step is trying to having a rough, maybe architecture or design. I would suggest to draw whatever you are thinking, you are imagining, on a piece of paper or whatever you like offline tools or online tools. It helps you a lot. Then you can start implementing the code. And when you have realized that the implementation is done, as a next step, you need to clean your code and try to remove unnecessary part of the code, the dead codes, or maybe you can simplify some parts. If it's not required, don't put any comments. The code should be readable. So that's a rule. From my point of view, the code should just, should be self-descriptive and say what it's doing. That's, I think, a good sign of a good developer. Now you can start reviewing the code. your implementation and the architecture and design that you have provided, to review it multiple times. You might put like 1, 2, or maybe 4 or 5 hours at most for an application that might be so important for you. If you cannot work on the project continuously, split the project into two parts. You can first analyze, gather the information, or having a rough design or architecture. Write down whatever you have done, keep it somewhere safe, and in the next session that you are free to start working on that with a fresh mind, you can recall whatever you have gathered. It's so important. And I suggest to keep your information and review them before your interviews. We have faced some candidates that they were not able to provide the information in a clear way. They were not able to say what was their assumptions. I would suggest you to keep the information and review them before interview to be prepared to answer the questions. Sometimes it's helpful to show you what you have drawn, and I think that's kind of meaning, okay, you have done your homework very well. And it shows the interviewers that you have a clear mindset, you have a systematic approach. Everything matters. When you are interviewing with a team, usually more than one person, and that's a technical interview, they are looking for a specific thing. They are looking for like some signs that the way of working, the way of thinking, your mindset, how you approach the questions, how you have approached the implementation. uh, yeah, that was the things that I wanted to share with you, because we have had lots of interviews and reviewed lots of codes. At least I would say 24 was like a crowded year for me and my team. And there were the points that I think I could highlight as experience that I have got during that time. If you have liked this video, that would be nice if you hit the like button, and see you in the next video. Thank you.